Pokemon Go. You've probably heard that name 100 times now, and maybe you're an aspiring trainer yourself. That's exactly why I'm making this video, to show you how to improve the way you play this game with 5 tips and tricks you may not know about. Let's start with the basics. Maybe you just started playing and want to level up faster. Well, currently catching and evolving Pokemon, mostly the first tier common ones, is a great way to gain experience. If you don't already know, you can catch each Pokemon with candies. Every time you evolve a Pokemon, you'll gain around 500 XP, no matter how weak or powerful it is, unless you evolve it into a new Pokemon, giving you 1000 XP. That means to maximize efficiency, you want to evolve the ones that cost the least amount of candy. Caterpies, Pidgeys, and Weedles are the best Pokemon to evolve for experience, as you only need 12 candies to evolve them, and generally they're very easy to find, though there's no guarantee they'll be common in your particular area, unfortunately. Still, all the other Pokemons cost at least 25 or even 50 candies to evolve, making these 3 a gem for experience. Now before you begin evolving, I also recommend that you get your incubated eggs extremely close to hatching by walking around. Then go into an area where there are numerous Pokestops in the vicinity, activate incense to lure wild Pokemon to your location, and a lure module to attract Pokemon to the Pokestop. To top it all off, use a lucky egg for double XP. Be careful not to waste these, as you won't get too many free ones. But if you follow this method, you'll be a poke leveling master in no time. Keep in mind that you only have 30 minutes until everything expires, so you have to evolve, catch, and walk as fast as possible. In the end, all this XP will add up, and that's important because the higher your level is, the more powerful Pokemon you'll be able to find and catch in the future. Since I did mention incense, this brings me to my next topic, movement affecting the number of Pokemon that spawn when using the incense consumable. According to the game's data files, a few strings let us know that Pokemon will spawn faster when speed walking or jogging. It takes around 5 minutes for Pokemon to spawn while standing still, but if you jog at a rate of 3 miles an hour, Pokemon will spawn every 2 to 3 minutes. So not only will you get more Pokemon, but you'll also get more exercise. This next tip is more of an Easter egg, which basically allows you to make Eevee evolve into the form you want by naming it something specific. So if you rename Eevee to Sparky and evolve it, you'll get a Jolteon. If you rename it Rainer, you'll get a Vaporeon, and if you name it Pyro, you'll get a Flareon. Just know that this only works once per evolutionary form, so you can't get a Vaporeon twice in a row by just renaming it. By the way, if you're debating on which form Eevee should evolve into first, definitely go for Vaporeon, as it is by far the strongest of the 3 and one of the best Pokemon in the game, due to its exceptionally high number of hit points and very fast attack speed. Before you start evolving Pokemon, you probably want to work on catching them first, so I recommend you disable augmented reality and captures. At first it may seem cool to take photos of your Pokemon in the real world, but it gets old real fast. Not only does it make Pokemon harder to catch because of the movement of your gyroscope, but your battery will die faster as well because of your camera being active. Just use the toggle to turn AR off. It makes catching Pokemon easier and makes your battery last a little bit longer. The last tip for you is capture target circle. When trying to catch a Pokemon, remember this. The color of the circle represents the difficulty of the capture, with green being the easiest and red being the hardest. The color of the circle determines how often a Pokemon will break out of your Pokeball, even with you successfully hitting it. The size of the colored circle highlights the area you need to aim for in order to gain more experience. If you land the Pokeball inside the colored circle, you will receive either 3 of these texts. Nice, which is when you get the Pokeball 75 to 100% within the white circle, giving you an extra 10 XP. Great, being 25 to 75%, giving you 50 XP. Or excellent, which is when you're on fire and basically getting the Pokeball in the middle of the circle for 100 XP. If you want to increase your chances of catching a resistant Pokemon and obtaining 10 XP, try throwing a curveball instead. To do this, just tap and hold the Pokeball and spin it around in circles before throwing. You'll see sparkles flying off the ball as it's spinning. It might be a little difficult at first, but you'll get the hang of it, and it adds a fun new element of challenge to the game. Well, that's it for my 5 tips and tricks on Pokemon Go. Obviously, there are way more features that I didn't cover here. I just wanted to let you know some of the methods that I know and use to improve the way I game. Let me know in the comments what your favorite feature is in Pokemon Go. Make sure to check out AndroidPolice.com for your latest and greatest news on Android, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.